If you're a high-income professional, you've probably heard some version of the same financial advice as everyone else. Keep investing simple. Buy index funds. Maybe you've heard it as VT Saxton chill. But here's what I want you to understand about investing in index funds. It was never built to make you rich. So if you're following that advice right now, I'm here to warn you, it's slow. Painfully slow. And if you want to get out of student debt and become a millionaire sooner rather than later, you're going to need a different plan. A new strategy. You might have heard this one before. If you want a different outcome than the one you're getting, you can't keep doing the same thing. You have to do things differently. I remember back when I finished a medical residency, I'd open up a spreadsheet to calculate how many years it would take for me to get to my first $1 million. You should try it yourself if you haven't done it already. Even if you haven't, you probably already know that after all the expenses, the student loan payments, the payments on a car and a house, and then a big chunk taken out in taxes, there's not a whole lot left over to set aside for savings. And here's the part that most people miss. You don't just need $1 million. You need enough invested millions that the returns alone can cover your life. And then on top of that, you need liquid money separate from those invested millions just to live day to day. So by the time you add it all up, saving your way to actual freedom means socking away multiple millions of dollars. And that's on top of years of student debt and a negative net worth to start. At a normal savings rate and invested in an index fund, that's not a 5-year plan. That's a 20, 25, or 30-year plan. And that's the part that should keep you up at night, especially if you're looking to create more freedom in your life sooner rather than later, after decades of working in your day job. So what can you do differently? Focus. Concentrate. Concentration is how you build wealth. You're probably wondering, what does that even mean? It means getting really good at one thing until you have a real edge. It's that competitive advantage that creates value in the marketplace. Think about it. If you're the best surgeon, or the best lawyer, or the best engineer, you earn the most and get access to the best opportunities. Look at the Fortune 400 and how most of them actually built their wealth. Concentration. They focused on one thing, a social media platform like Mark Zuckerberg, computer software like Bill Gates. It came from concentrating hard on one thing. And you already have one advantage like that, your job. Whatever specialty, whatever skill got you your income in the first place, very few people can do what you do. Keep at it. You're a money machine. Through your work, it's a proven path to millions. But we've already talked about how this path takes too much time. So you need something else. Something you can add to the income you're already making. One potential solution for a busy professional is building a real estate business, owning income-producing properties. Why real estate? Because it solves two of the biggest problems most busy professionals face. You don't have time, and you pay too much in taxes. Owning and running your own properties is one of the best ways to build real, concentrated wealth outside of your job. And here's the part that surprises people. You don't need to quit your job to do it. You're not inventing a product or training a staff. The team already exists. Contractors, property managers, lenders. Your job is learning how to find the deals and manage that team, not swing a hammer yourself. And that's how you build it on the side, while you keep working full time. And strategies like real estate professional status or the short-term rental tax loophole let you shelter a real chunk of your income at the same time. That's two advantages compounding at once. Your career and a real estate business you run yourself. My wife and I did exactly that. We didn't get free by investing in index funds. We picked real estate and went all in, all while continuing to work full-time as doctors. From 2015 to 2018, we put our time, our capital, our attention into getting good at one thing. And in 3 years, our rental portfolio was generating enough income to set us free. And it's not just us. We've helped thousands of high-income earners get started on their real estate journeys. And time again, they've shown how quickly you can get there with the right mindset and focused effort. Now let's talk about those index funds and how they fit into the picture. Index funds play a part in helping you preserve wealth. This is where they actually make sense. Once you've built real wealth through concentration, that same advice becomes exactly the right tool. Not to get you rich, to protect you now that you've built wealth over the years. But it's important to point out, they only play a part. It's not the whole picture. You need to combine index funds with other asset classes. If you don't, you risk the value of your investments dropping right along with the stock market. Those other asset classes, as long as they're not correlated to the stock market, are what actually protect you. This is one of the issues with thinking you're diversified just because you're in index funds. You aren't. Here's a stat that might surprise you. When you're invested in the stock market, you're only invested in less than 1% of the companies in the US. Only a tiny fraction are public. Almost all of them are private. That's not diversified. A lot of people think if they own a real estate investment trust or a REIT, They're diversified in real estate. That's not real estate. That's a stock. It trades on the stock market, and when the market drops, it drops right along with it. It doesn't give you any of the tax benefits of actually owning real estate either. So look at what the wealthiest people in the country actually do instead. Tiger 21, a group of ultra high net worth investors, real estate and private equity together make up 56% of the average member's net worth. Just those two categories. KKR tracks something similar with family offices, the people managing money for the wealthiest families in the world. On average, they put 52% of their entire portfolio into alternatives: private equity, private credit, real estate, and infrastructure. Not stocks, bonds, or cash. These are people who already built real wealth through concentration. And once they have it, they don't leave it all sitting in traditional investments like stocks and bonds, even though that's exactly what most financial advice tells the rest of us to do. And that's the entire point of diversification. Not to grow faster, to make sure one bad year in one asset class doesn't take out everything you've built. So the next question is, how do you start investing like the ultra high net worth individuals? Just like anything, you start with education. Don't start throwing money at every asset class you don't understand. I made that mistake once with land. Something I didn't understand. Finance with debt I didn't understand either. One of the keys to diversifying well is to risk adjust your investments. That doesn't mean avoiding higher risk investments like land, startups, crypto, or oil and gas. Instead, size the bet at an amount where being wrong doesn't wreck you. Ask yourself one question. Can I actually afford to lose this amount? Would I lose sleep over it? The amount that lets you sleep at night is your answer for how much to put in. That's the difference between learning from experience and just avoiding an entire asset class because one bet went bad. Here's what I actually want you to walk away with. You get to choose. Keep waiting on a diversified portfolio to slowly get you there, or concentrate hard on a real competitive advantage in your career and your own real estate and get there fast. Then protect it. Building wealth and protecting it aren't the same skill, but you can learn both. That's exactly why Leti and I build companies to support you either way, no matter which path you choose. Semi-retired MD and Tycoon teach you how to concentrate, buying and running your own real estate using real tax strategies like reps and the short-term rental tax loophole so you can build wealth quickly, the same way we did. Fast-Fire Capital teaches you how to diversify what you've already built into real estate and other alternatives outside the stock market so one bad cycle doesn't take you back to zero. Sign up for our newsletter for education and investment opportunities. If you're still building, book a free call with Semi-Retired MD and Tycoon. If you're ready to protect what you've built, sign up for the Fast-Fire Capital newsletter. You'll find the links below. We'll see you in the next video.